We got some good stuff.
Ovation. Oh, we definitely got.
Oh, good. I was 23 when I got pregnant, and it shifted me before he even got here. So like, I just was one person that moved a lot, and I was very busy all the time. And then when I found out I was pregnant, everything just kind of slowed down. You know, it was like, oh shit. Like, I have an amazing mom. My family is like really important to me. So the fact that I was bringing a whole nother soul into the world was like, okay, girl, shake down, put yourself on the floor, put your 10 toes down, because you got to do this. And I've been running ever since. He has me busy all the time. It's fun. I think we've done great things with our relationship, and since he was born, I have grown in ways I never even could imagine. And after I had Nico, I realized, like, girl, you can do anything. You can do whatever you want. You just pushed out a human. So I went back to school, I finished, and I majored in psychology. My concentration was childhood and adolescent development, because I feel like if you can understand a child's experience, then you can deal with adults better. We all had crazy experiences. So I think that understanding each phase a child goes through, like in any situation, whether it's like a domestic violence home, if they're in foster care, or if they have a developmental disability, if they have, there's just so many different things. They just have a mom, if they just have a dad, whatever is different about every child. If you can understand it and know a little bit about it, you have a little bit of knowledge about it, then you can feel for them. I think that more children need to feel understood, which takes me back to my after school program and what I want to offer, which is basically like a big brother, big sister program, where kids that might not have siblings or only have one parent, or somebody, they're in a household where they don't really feel seen. I just want them to have that available to them. I don't want it to cost. I want it to be fun. I want it to be something they want to do. And I want to like expand on it in a way. Like, I'm very small right now. Like, what we're doing, we had a few sessions where, we did like sound baths, and the kids were so intrigued, and it made my heart smile. But I want it to become like festival size, I want it to be like something that people look forward to every month, kind of thing, where there's not only sound baths, but like performance, like a karaoke situation, or activities, that yoga, or things that stimulate your mind. And I want them to want to be a part of it. I got all of this urge to do what I'm doing from school, from having a child of my own, from feeling the way I've felt and being who I am my whole life. It just kind of started making sense. And I sing myself, and I've sung my whole life. My whole family is, my mom's side they're actual musicians. My dad retired in the music business. So a love of music it comes from both sides of my family. And I've always said, like, no matter what comes from it, I will always do it, because if not, it'll haunt me. Like, if I run from it, it'll haunt me. And in the ways that I am doing it, it makes me happy. Like, you can't always do things to expect what someone else got out of it. You got to ride your own journey, do your own thing, so that it can work out for you. Because if you try to do it the way someone else did, it hasn't worked out for me like that. And I think it's worked out for the best. Like, I'm very happy with the way things have, driven me through life. So, yeah, I think my purpose is to just keep being genuine about how I feel. And when I walk in a room and feel someone's energy, I want them to feel mine too. And I want them to feel at ease about it. I don't want them to feel like I'm some stuck-up girl, and I don't think anyone feels like that about me. I hope not. I want people to work on their energy. I want people to like get more comfortable with themselves, because I feel when people are not comfortable, and I don't like it. I feel sorry. I'm like, damn, what happened? Like, what are you so angry about? What are you so rigid about? Like, just relax. Somebody loves you, like I'm the person that's gonna tell you, like, I love you. Like, you if you weren't here, I wouldn't be happy, you know, like it would make me sad. And I think people need to realize how short life is and just not move with such dark and negative energy so often. It's not cool. It's not cool to be negative at all. As kids, we are so sensitive, and adults forget that because it wears off as we grow up. For some reason, we just, we get tougher with time, I guess. But I wish that in the moments that I like held in my tears as a kid and, people were mean when I was like overly nice, I wish that there was somebody that recognized that and was like, it wasn't even you, because I would have been better, like I had to go figure it out on my own that these people are mad at completely different things. It's not you. So I make sure not only with my kid, with my nephews, with every kid that's around me, with the kids I work with, that they know that everything that happens is not your fault. Because I think that was one of the biggest things for me as a kid. Like I used to think everything was my fault. So if my mom was mad or my sisters were mad, I would like go out of my way to entertain them and to like be goofy or be like funny, go jump off of something, like do silly stuff just to make them smile. And most of the time, if they were really mad, it just irritated them. It didn't even make them smile. They were just like, what are you doing? But I wish there was somebody else looking that could have came and been like, it's not you. Like, they just need a minute. Just give them a minute. So I try to be that person for my son. Me and my family, we all have moments, and some more than others. But I want him to know that nothing is his fault. Some things are his fault. But when his parents or someone around him that's older has a moment and like snaps at them or whatever, the way that they're snapping at you was not taught by you. You didn't teach them how to yell at you. You didn't teach them to be this rude person or discipline you in that way. You didn't teach them that. So don't feel like what you did is what made them that way. They became that way because of millions and millions of scenarios, not you. So I'm very open and vocal about that with my son. I want to be that way for as many people as possible, especially kids, because that's the way I feel like my purpose will affect the world. Everything can be looked at as too much thinking or not enough. But if you're not like giving something effort, then what are you doing? Just kind of floating? Which is not bad too, but sometimes people want to feel more than that. If you're just floating through every day and not really analyzing anything, or if you're not analyzing something that's a lot more important to someone else than it is to you, then that can come off like you being an asshole. You might want to think about, certain things, or just analyze what someone's asking or how someone's reacting before you're like, why are you doing that? Because most of the time people probably don't know why they're doing that. So if you're just insensitive about things, it's not helping anybody. Even if I'm not in the studio, like I go to sleep writing every night for myself. And I also write letters to my son, which is therapeutic for me because it's like when my dad did this. My dad started writing me letters when I was a baby or when I was a kid. And he gave them to me on my 18th birthday. So there were letters from when I was like 5 years old. He's like, today you did this. And it really pissed me off, but it made me see who you were. So those kind of letters, because I know how it made me feel to read them as an 18-year-old, I get really excited thinking about what my son will remember and how he'll feel when he gets them. I'll probably give them to him on his 18th birthday too, like my dad did, because that was so cute. I work at a church and with a nonprofit and a pastor, but am I supposed to not curse? Am I supposed to not get mad? Like, no, I'm not that person. Am I supposed to not wear certain things? Like that kind of stuff. Maybe I'm like a rebel in that way, but it pisses me off because I'm like, so you're going to look at what I have on and you're going to listen to me say a curse word and tell me that God doesn't love me? Is that what you're going to say? And it'd be the elders in the church that kill me. But that's neither here nor there. Yes, like I said, I'm very spiritual, and it's me and God. And I'm gonna leave it at that, because nobody can tell me how God loves me and why God loves me, because God made me. So that's all I really care about. I didn't learn any of the things I was doing at home. I just had these friends that we had fun, and we were like, let's do it. Let's just have whatever, go crazy. And we did. And I'm just grateful that I'm here and I'm healthy and I'm happy and I have my kid and I have my family and they have me. Because that's what breaks my heart the most, to think of my family not having me. When I feel at my worst, when I feel defeated and like I just want to give up, I just think about my family and I'm like, they would not be okay without you. So you got to get it together. And I do. So I thank them for motivating me and keeping me here. And I'm just really appreciative of them. I try to make sure that people that aren't comfortable with opening up feel that too, so that it could kind of help open them up and help them feel more comfortable, help them understand themselves a little more. Because understanding that you aren't that way is very important too. Because then you get to decide whether you want to stay that way or not. And I think that's what life's about. Every day we experience new people and new feelings and new things, and we're able to learn from it and decide if we want to take on that trait. Like, oh, I like that, And then the next time you have a moment where you get to decide whether you react that way or the way you've always reacted, you get to decide that. And that's a great thing, because I think people aren't sure if it's good or bad to like take on traits that you're not familiar with or characteristics that you never had before, but now you feel like this is what you're growing into. Embrace that. Lean into it.